There's nothing like tuning the person's car that you're racing. The road looks pretty good. It's got a lot of rubber down the first 60 foot, so it's looks a lot better than where we were testing last night. So I think we're going to make this thing leave just a little bit harder on RPM. I was sleeping on the light, but luckily I had enough on the scramble to run around him. Yeah, that's it. I got to work on my reaction time. That was terrible. But we turn the key on. You gotta push the key in, and then if we're gonna end up staying here, I'm gonna turn it up a little.
Yeah, she's got plenty of icky on.
I just don't know if I should turn up the boost or just lower the retard. So we drew Kendall. If you know anything about anything, he's the fastest motherfucker on the street. So we don't have a chance, but I'm gonna put a little bit hotter tune up in it because this road's pretty decent. I'm looking over the log from our last pass, and just seeing how much boost we ran and stuff, because this is the highest we had it turned up. 23 pounds of boost. And then I hit the scramble, and then I hit the bump. I pedal, grab the scramble again, and when I pedaled it and grabbed the scramble for the second time, it got to the 1200s, which typically on pump E, that's pretty close to wheel horsepower. Dude, fuel pressure was awesome. Duty cycle was only 60%. That was only 27 pounds of boost up top. It was 23 for most of the run. So it has a lot more still.
Yeah, a lot more.
The only thing that I don't really know how to take it is the RPM graph. It's so wonky. But it did this on the only two passes I made. It did that. Once I got down track, the RPMs were kind of waving. I don't know if that was from the road or what. 25 pounds of dome made 23 pounds of boost. That's not bad.
No.
And then $29 pounds of dome made 28 pounds of boost, or 27.9. But that was right before I left off. I lifted, so I don't know. It would have probably climbed to the 28. So it's pretty close once it gets up there. Dome to boost is 1-to-1. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, she's making some steam, dude. But we definitely need more voltage. For sure.
Yeah, that's probably why the RPMs is kind of acting weird.
Yeah. And that road, once you get out there, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Good luck.
And we were running on the raggedy edge, so between the two, that might be why it was looking funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. It went as fast as it did. It wasn't even on 30 pounds. We literally know how fast it did.
That's, I mean, it's a 12 to 40 on 24 pounds.
Yeah.
So
Which
it's probably up there
from fuel flow
1,300 or something, I'd say.
could be. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at on timing. Once I get the timing right where it needs to be on the plugs, I bet this, depending on how cold it is, it'd probably pick up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, we went over the car yesterday and did a full checkup on the car. We found out that we were down a cylinder the whole time. The car was a little bit laggy, and it was never laggy before. Before I redid the turbo kit, I redid everything. It built boost immediately, and now on the trans brake, prior to figuring this out, it was a little bit laggy. I was looking for boost leaks, exhaust leaks, wastegates being funny. We went through it all, and I was like, man, maybe it's just so much more free flowing that it's just gonna be a little bit more laggy. Like once you're going, it's spooled up great, but on the two-step it's a little laggy. Anyway, so I found that we had a dead cylinder. I'll show you guys pictures of the spark plug. It looks brand new. It was never been fired on. And put a new coil on it. And we did a compression test on it. They're all within like 4 or 5% of each other. So motor's healthy. We were worried that there might have been an issue, especially with putting fuel in that cylinder and it never igniting. We were worried maybe we washed the rings out, but it was fine. Compression was good on it. And we kept spewing water out of the radiator cap. So like, oh crap, we pushed the head gasket. But this thing has killer head gaskets in it. I forget what they're called. But it's also O-ringed too. But we ended up trying someone else's radiator cap there at the race. And it fixed it. So we ordered a new radiator cap. Luckily that was it. Nothing was wrong with the motor. And fixed the coil, put new plugs in it and everything. Man, the thing fucking spools instantly now. So that's cool. It's kind of crazy to think how awesome that thing ran on 7 cylinders. And that we stayed side by side with like the fastest guy on the street, on 7 cylinders. That makes me feel pretty good. This car's got a lot of potential, especially for being super heavy and not really the best chassis for what we're doing. But I think we can make it work and just keep going faster from here. And I'm looking forward to the future with it. Josh, Ray, my buddy that owns the car and the shop that I've been working out of, he still plans on selling the car. So he's going to take it to the paint shop, get it all nice and prettied up, fix all the little imperfections, post it up for sale. And the plan is once it sells, we're going to build something more competitive. It was a good weekend. We had a lot of fun, and we see the potential of what we can do with it. But hopefully, you guys will get some more footage of this thing in the future. Until it sells, we're just going to keep having fun with it and going faster and faster with it. There's no point to not enjoy it while we still got it. So.